feature. Current weather, yeah, it's the pocket aces of weather.
Yeah, this is amazing. Little light breeze, sunny, barely a cloud in the sky. Let's play some baseball.
2 aces. Here we go. Tarek Skubal, Zach Wheeler. First pitch is ball 1.
Battle of the arms today.
I told you they weren't going to be very good. It's 1-0. Here's Trey Turner to take a breaking ball that looked like it might have been strike-ish. Maybe a little bit high. Yeah, it's high. 2-0 on Turner, who somehow has become 33 years old. Felt like he was just the young, up-and-coming, great base runner, tremendous batting average guy. I mean, he's had a phenomenal 12-year career in the big leagues. In year number 4 in Philadelphia, and trying to get back to those numbers that he is so used to. 2-1 to Turner is a fly ball to center. That's James Outman territory, and that is out number 1. Our wall side windows starting pitcher, Tarek Skubal, whose name has been everywhere. And A.J. Hinch was talking today about how he's worn the weight of that season so well, and all the news he's generated.
Yeah, when we've seen Skubal, he's a competitor. When he gets between the lines, he's out there to do a job. And the intensity and the focus that he uses to prepare and his love for the game of baseball and the actual playing of it, I think trumps all the noise around him.
He's a starting pitcher presented by Wallside Windows, and he's in with a curveball on Kyle Schwarber. And what a matchup this is with the pull side power of Schwarber.
Schwarber's the best lefty at hitting left-handed fastballs for power. So you see him start him off with a curveball. He's going to be careful with the fastball, which is not Skubal-esque. And we always think, okay, at what point, depending on count, how these at-bats go, is Skubal going to say, hey, here's my best, see if you can hit it.
One coming. That's a sinker.
There it was.
Ball and 2 strikes. Starting defense presented by Marygrove Awning. Dirts.
Got Green in left, Outman in center, Vierling in right. Colt Keith's got third base. McGonigal, McKinstry, Torkelson at first, and Dingler behind the dish.
Good to see Dylan back behind the plate. He DH'd yesterday. He felt good after doing it. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
You were waiting for it. Fastball 98. Goodbye.
Here we go. Here we go. Let's get the day started off with some power on power. Tarek Skubal not messing around. He threw one curveball first pitch, but then back-to-back heaters. Striking Schwarber out. The big man wanting to announce his presence with authority.
Well, you know there was some meaning in that strikeout, too. I mean, the strut walking vertically back up the mound is not something you see all the time. And Tarek Skubal, the way he's wired and built, that circuitry says when there's another big name in the box, you're going to get 11 out of 10.
That's it. Yeah, that wasn't 94, 95. That was 98.
Well, he figures if he's not going to go to the All-Star game this year because of the injury stuff, he might as well pitch like he's in the All-Star game the day before the break begins. Ha.
Oh, yeah.
Ha.
Oh, yeah. Here we go, boys.
He's already ready on 1 and 2.
It's an interesting approach. Schwarber and Bryce Harper are not used to people attacking them. They're used to people nibbling around the corners, nibbling around the edges. And we'll see the adjustments that they make with how Skubal's pitching them out the gate here.
That's a really good curveball, and Bryce Harper got a piece of it. That's what Harper's used to. You look at where lefties pitch him. It is breaking ball feeder down and away all year long.
That's it. People are afraid to challenge these guys for good reason. They got a lot of thump. They hit the ball a long ways.
There's that changeup left on left from Tarek Skubal as the ball gets away.
I think Dingler didn't know if Skubal was looking and he tried to hold on to it.
Skubal's laughing at it.
He was about mid-throw and tried to hold on to it and it squirted out of his hand.
That switch that he flips to go from laughing to locked in is maniacal. He threw him another changeup.
Yeah, the swing on the fastball, the one he fouled off. Dingler probably said, hey, he's getting close to it. Then he lays off the breaking ball, fouls the breaking ball off. showing that maybe he's making a few adjustments here. And Bryce Harper is a quality at bat. He's tough. He hits the ball everywhere. He's got pop from foul pole to foul pole, and he's been doing it for, oh, I don't know, almost a decade and a half.
Well, since he was like 6, but in the majors almost a decade and a half. He laid off that fastball. It's 3-2. This is a standoff. All we need is tumbleweeds and saloon doors. 3-2. On the ground, third base. Colt Keith on to first. Got him. Not by much. This town was almost big enough for both of them. Tarek Skubal will have to wait for a possible challenge. Let's see. What do the Phillies want to do? They want to go and play on. Now a word from our sponsors. Tigers batting order presented by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. This is career OPS versus the top 10 active strikeout leaders. Zach Wheeler is number 10 all time in Major League Baseball active. McGonigal 857, Carpenter 884. Some big numbers against guys who have done it for a long, long time, like Zach Wheeler, the 3-time All-Star, and as you heard in the pregame show, not a 4-time All-Star by choice. But here's Kevin McGonigal again, facing a guy who's been in a Philly uniform iconically for long enough that Kevin, you could say, grew up watching him.
Last time you said that, he took the guy deep.
I know.
I like how you're setting that up.
0-2 on Kevin.
Wheeler loved the high four-seam fastball. He's got a good split he uses against lefties. Sweeper's more so a pitch to righties. He'll throw sinker, sweeper, four-seam to the right-handed hitters.
Home runs are less likely against Wheeler. Zach Wheeler has allowed 10 homers all year, 4 of them in one start against the Dodgers, and all 4 were solo homers that day at lovely Chavez Ravine. McGonigal, that is a fair baseball, but he is out. Nice play by Harper holding the line, and McGonigal with a word for him as he leaves.
Yeah, it looked like it doubled down the line. Harper gets a good read on it, knocks it down. And good job by Wheeler to get over to first base right off of the bat of the ball. If he's delayed at all, it'll get beat out by McGonigal. It's good execution all around defensively and good swing. Fun baseball.
Bryce Harper trying to clean himself off over at first base.
If there was anybody that would ever say, like, you know, Bryce Harper gets different types of publicity throughout his career, right? That guy, for my money, plays the game hard and gets after it and is extremely talented. Like, I know you root against guys when they're good, but he has done nothing I've ever seen in the game of baseball that I would say, you know, he's lazy. He's living off his legacy. None of that.
You're saying people root against
for sure
somebody, yeah.
Good players.
I don't personally. The way you said you, I think.
No, the way you root against.
Yeah, right.
Good play. No.
I've known Bryce since 2012. We had him in AAA with Syracuse, and they were a Nationals affiliate. And Bryce was never anything but an upstanding guy, and you know, he has gotten publicity recently. You talk about all the different kinds of publicity. He got publicity on his own Instagram as Dingler hits this in the air for right center, and that's playable for Marsh. 2 down. Bryce Harper did an Instagram video where he was brushing his teeth. Did you see this by chance?
No.
He was brushing his teeth, and the way he brushes his teeth is he squirts the toothpaste into his mouth
No, he
first.
doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
What an animal.
Yes.
This is a different breed of human. Nobody does that.
Oh, he does.
I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to have my sons do that.
Try it. I'll show you the video during the break. Yeah.
How much toothpaste? How do you know when to
It's
stop?
like, oh, and then you just start
I
brushing.
mean, there's a certain amount I like on my toothbrush. Any more than that's too much.
But he just goes right in with it.
That's great.
1-0. Swing and a miss. There is that splitter. Wheeler will attack you with the fastball, as you talked about off the top of the show. That splitter as a palate cleanser is really maddening.
It separates him from other pitchers in the league. Sometimes guys got good off-speed stuff. Sometimes they have a good fastball. Sometimes they have a good breaking ball. He just has all of them in his arsenal. And when you're trying to set on that riding four-seamer at 95, 96 miles an hour, you're going to be out in front of that split.
Fastball.
It's a good take, though. You don't want to swing at that thing upstairs. He punches a lot of guys out on that pitch up there.
Ooh, baby. We got one of those days.
Yeah, we do.
Best pitching matchup in the league today. Zeros after one.
Jack.
Show you what the Phillies do against career Cy Young winners. 2 for Tarek Skubal. Trey Turner 737, Harper 852, and it's Alec Boehm to bat. 4th in the order, first here in the 2nd inning. That's a spot normally occupied by Brandon Marsh. And a fly ball to center field. Outman makes the catch. So Tarek Skubal in part, but lefties in part in general, break up those top 3 left-handers, 2, 3, and 4. Tarek Skubal last faced 3 straight lefty batters in 2022. So, yes, the Phillies will break them up sometimes against lefties, but certainly not against Skubal will you see Marsh as a 3rd consecutive left-hander once in his career.
Yeah, shows his effectiveness in those spots. I mean, he's a tough at bat on anybody. Most of your premier lefties, left on left, is just an absolute battle zone. You're just sticking in there. You dig your little foxhole in that batter's box and just get pellets thrown at you.
That's what it feels like.
Yep. Well, you remember when Kruk turned around the All-Star game when Randy Johnson was pitching?
I do.
Yeah, there's reason for that. He's a funny guy, but there's also like this. I like my life. I want to preserve it.
2-0 is off the plate outside. 3-0 on Sosa, who can run a little bit. John did suggest on the local Phillies telecast in the last few weeks that maybe, just maybe, he had a soda or 2 before that at bat as well. Here's ball 4 on Sosa. It's a 1-out walk. So Brandon Marsh will bat. He is in the 6th position, as we said today. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. Tarek Skubal against those left-handers we were talking about. Schwarber, Harper, Marsh. It's 5 hits, mostly middle of the strike zone, just below the strike zone, and then on the edges is where he's gotten the outs, as you might expect.
Right.
But no home runs against those 3 big boppers in the Philadelphia lineup. There's a sinker for you. And there you go. We talked about it the other day. Tarek Skubal has thrown way more sinkers as first pitches to lefties this year. Way more four-seam fastballs as first pitches to righties this year. And so I asked Skubal about it the other day, and he said, I don't know, talk to that guy, and pointed to Dylan Dingler. So Dingler comes walking over, and we have a conversation about it. And part of the reason, Dylan said, is because he feels like when right-handers especially are jumping those first pitches, there's a ground ball second base. McKinstry turns it to second for one, of the pass to first is late. Felt like right-handers are swinging more at first pitches. You want to use the fastball that is livelier with more movement.
Right.
And then the left-handers, if you want a ground ball, you feel like you can bear it inside on them.
Just like there to Marsh. Yep.
But that's a substantial change to righties.
Left on left sinkers are tough because that bat path wants to work over the baseball. You hit it in the ground, you foul it off at best, or you swing over it. And he likes, with his four seam, he gets guys to hit foul balls. You know, they foul it off, gets ahead and counts. more regularly. If you throw the sinker, it tends to go down to the barrel a little more when you throw it as hard as he does. Makes sense.
Part of the takeaway from it as well is how much Tarik Skubal trusts his catchers. He didn't even know that that tendency existed as of 5 days ago.
Skubal has been very apparent. Like, he's like, they call it, I throw it. Like, he's not up there to overanalyze what he's doing on the mound. He's just concentrating on executing whatever pitch is called. And that's where that trust element comes in, which is great because now he's got less to think about. All he's thinking is execute this pitch.
Was a little bit in 2-1 on that sinker.
He's missed like 6 or 7 pitches by a total of maybe 6 inches today.
But you do want to save the challenges for leverage spots.
Well, I think most of them are just off, you know, so it's not even quite. They're good no challenges.
But with somebody as precise as Skubal, you feel like you are going to have a rail rider at the end of his outing. You're going to have something close you're going to want to challenge for. That might be a piece of how you use your challenges in the future in Major League Baseball, is how much does your pitcher live on the edge. 2-2 for Derek Hill, who had a massive day yesterday. A great catch in center field. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. A sinker torpedoes Hill.
Wall side.
Well, what a way to take in a Sunday matinee. Zach Wheeler against Tarik Skubal. It's ace v ace. And talking with A.J. Hinch, he says, I love these types of matchups. Doesn't matter when they happen throughout a season. You got two of baseball's best going toe-to-toe. Feels like a playoff game. You want to try to get the lead. You might have to play a little small ball, maybe advanced runners. But boy, oh boy, do you want to try to get a lead if you can. You got your big boy on the mound, then you start counting outs. Now, he did acknowledge it doesn't always work out that way. If you do fall behind, obviously you don't concede. But in the big matchups on the mound, team that gets the lead first gets that immediate boost of adrenaline. We'll see who it is today here in the bottom of the second, boys.
Johnny, we've learned that in the Cleveland season series the past couple of years.
Absolutely.
That whoever has the lead early generally is going to win that game. So the Tigers have some experience in that. But this does feel a little bit, Johnny, like a playoff game today. Sometimes
when we say that, right, it is tough to replicate, and sometimes when you're watching on television, it might be tough to grasp it, but it does have that anticipation. Obviously, you know, with the Tigers, the momentum they built to this point, a chance to win their 4th straight series, that's important for this team. But just the energy in the ballpark, you can tell the guys are feeding off it. There is a little extra pop in the atmosphere, and it feels great.
Certainly does, and a beautiful day for it as it's 3-2 on Riley Green. Dirks, Johnny even on that report sounded like he was in playoff.
He is. He's locked in. Smooth Johnny Kane out here, rolling it out. I love the intensity.
Let's just empty the tank today, fellas.
Let's do it. We got 5 days off.
That's right.
3-2. That's ripped into right field. That's your first hit. It was a splitter that levitated.
Riley sees it up, puts a good swing on it. It's a little topspin line drive to right field, but that's just this battle that's going to ensue all game long. Working into counts, hit a ball pretty hard foul off a 4-seamer. They go to the split, and whoever makes the most mistakes that get damage done against them is going to lose the ball game.
Yeah, will it be 3 mistakes, 5 mistakes, 7 mistakes?
But even if they make a mistake against premium pitching, when they do mess up a pitch, they don't want to throw it there, you got to take advantage as a hitter. You get a smaller percentage against elite pitchers.
Oh, 1 on the ground to shortstop. It's Turner. It's Stott. And it is a double play. Spencer Torkelson has run into a lot of that the last 2 days.
Yeah, he hit into 2 last night, and this one right out the gate, that fastball bearing in on the hands. Gets beat to the spot. Just serves out that little ground ball. Easy double play for the Phillies.
That is somehow 3 straight at-bats where Torque has grounded into a double play. And 2 down for Kerry Carpenter. But that's what Johnny's talking about. If you have that same kind of setup a little later in the order, second time through in a close game, that could be a bunt spot.
Right.
Later in the game as the starters' outings wind down.
Yeah, you got to take advantage of situations. The 2-for-1 outs is no good, but good pitchers get those ground balls.
And then strike 3 on a splitter. So Wheelers still face the minimum. We go to the third, nothing.
Energy than Kevin Hart.
Tarek Skubal, Zach Wheeler, your pitching matchup today, and it has been a dandy so far. As Skubal's only allowed 1 base runner on a walk, Wheeler's allowed 1 base runner that got wiped away on a double play. JT Realmuto swings through a fastball at 96, 1-1. Tigers open play today 2.5 out of a wild card spot. That's Minnesota and Seattle in the last wild card position, 2 off of 500. That is served to right and foul. 1-2. So Dylan Dingler's an all-star. He's got great aim from behind the plate. Coming down, he says.
He just kind of guided it out there, and the umpiring crew goes, "It's coming in hot." I think McKinstry yelled at him, "Heads up."
Look, Scoob's reaction. Dingler's like, "Oh no, please no." Why is everything a ball? Oh boy. Realmuto gets clubbed by a sinker.
He fouled off that changeup away. They wanted to go back in with a sinker to get him off the changeup. He wore it right in the hip socket. Ouch.
Where does that rank in places you don't want to get hit?
There's a couple others that are higher, but it's up there. I think he got enough of the meat, less of that hip bone. If they hit that hip bone, I know Realmuto's tough. He probably would have collapsed. He looks like he's good to go. He's a catcher. He's tough. Those guys are a different breed.
That's back-to-back days you've been talking about baseballs hitting meat on a catcher specifically. 0-1. It's fouled away. What's meatier, the hip or the thumb joint?
Well, the hip bone has no meat. Thumb joint has that little web's got more meat. But if you go more towards the hindquarters, there's more meat in the hindquarters than the actual hip bone.
The hindquarters. 0-2 as a chopper slowly hits second base. McKinstry has to scoop it. Oh, baby. Oh, man, what a play. That's ballet.
That's a glove flip. If you don't have time to do a transition from the glove to the hand, these guys work on this. Just use the glove, flip it over. It's a tough play because you can't get too much height on it. Yeah, that was well done.
That's our mobile performance of the day.
That's why you got to let athletes be athletes on a baseball field. If everything's always fundamental, which you get the fundamentals down, and then, like you said, it's the artistry of the position to be able to make some cool plays around the fundamentals. That
slice to right, Veerling's there. He makes the catch. Quickly 2 down. All right, so Kyle Schwarber struck out in the first inning, and Tarek Skubal came at him, Andy.
He did. He started him off with a curveball just to kind of get him thinking, and then he just poured fastball after fastball after fastball in there, striking him out on that four seam. A little up in the zone, but he was in attack mode, so you know Schwarber's thinking one thing right here. He's going to stay on the heater and try to hit it to right field out of the ballpark.
And then that happens.
That's right. I don't know if you're going to get him off the fastball, though, just because he knows even with 2 strikes, Skubal will pour a heater in.
Like that.
That's it.
That one's at 95.
95, but that's up out of the zone. Got the chase on it.
Oh, 0-2 to the home run leader in Major League Baseball. He will very likely go into the All-Star break as the home run leader, depending on what Yordan Alvarez does today. It's 32 for Schwarber, 31 for Alvarez of the Astros. Time called by Schwarber. One, two. Oh, real close.
Trying to dot that outside edge at 99. And this is where I would imagine Schwarber's just going to stick on the heat. He's threw him a few fastballs in a row. Is Dingler going to try something a little different here or stick with the heat?
Change up, 3-2.
You saw him pat his glove. He wanted that one back. Just missed with it.
Real Muto at second. 3-2. Guided foul. He goes in, gets it.
He's setting heater. It's going to be tough to get him off of it because he struck him out with it in his last at bat. That changeup was up enough that he could get to it. If that's down and away, it's a different story.
And you see, you know, if you spin him a slider that you miss with, it's going to go 440 feet.
Right.
He has not seen a breaking ball in this sequence and in the game. Line drive left field. That's down for a base hit. They're going to wave around Real Muto. The throw is offline.
That's a good at bat right there by Schwarber. Just sticking it out, staying with a plan to hit the fastball. Even at 96, and it's a sinker. Gets the barrel to it. There's a real shot for him to throw the runner out at home after the pitch. Riley comes in on it. The throw was offline. You see his footwork here. Get chest high bounce. Just pulls the throw. I don't know if he thought they weren't going to send him.
Yeah.
Because it looked like he came up a little bit, like looked to see if the base runner's going first instead of just come up, throw it through the cutoff man. Because we saw them not send Bohm in game 1.
They might have had a conversation about that too.
I think so, because they went ahead and challenged the arm out there and left.
This is a more daring send than the one they didn't do.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the ball before he's even at third base. But Riley took that second to analyze to see if he was going. You just throw it through the cutoff man.
Shattered bat. Here's McKinstry again. He's perfected it.
It's
Didn't
an
have
easy
to.
play. This is routine. This is the new Tom Amansky drills video that you're going to see come out, presented by Zach McKinstry. Just do the glove flip, kids.
Chevy's strongest player, these two pitchers. This is run value for pitchers since 2023. How much are you preventing runs with specific pitches, leverage, counts, situations? Skubal and Wheeler are the two best in Major League Baseball at what they do since 2023, and both have dealt with injury, the loose body for Tarik Skubal, the thoracic outlet syndrome for Zach Wheeler. They both have had injuries that are good names for punk bands, loose bodies and thoracic outlet syndrome. Zach Wheeler, when he came back, the Phillies were 8-18. He won the game that day against Atlanta. They went to 9-18, went to 9-19, made the managerial change. But Philly is 12-2 in his starts this year. And Zach Wheeler, one of the defining characteristics is where he sets up shop on the mound, Andy.
Out of the windup, our good buddy Dan Petrie was showing me a little something today. It's a very unique windup in the fact that that pivot foot, which is his right foot, will move a little bit subtly.
So take a camera and show us what we're talking about.
Well, this is Dan Petrie's knowledge right here. If you watch that pivot foot, he comes and engages with the rubber, and then he backs it up, not ever so slightly, quite a bit. And we've seen footage of him to where that right foot actually comes off the rubber and goes towards the first base side to an extreme. Watch it right there. That little move. When he's in the stretch, his toe's barely on it. Petrie was showing me where he's had pitches where that foot will come so far off of the rubber that there is zero engagement with it. And it's to get in line to throw that pitch into a lefty, away to a righty.
Oh, this one gets away somehow. That should have been fish in a barrel for Stott. Instead, McKinstry is safe.
Broke the glove.
Wow.
Yeah, popped right through the glove. Right through the lace. The lace on the glove broke. See Harper shaking his head. Routine little play right here. No harm. Everything's good to go. Popped right through the pocket.
Wow.
That's a break right there.
Literally.
You know, these guys love to use the same glove for years. Get them repaired even, relace them.
Got the triage people on it. Johnny.
Well, it's so interesting that that would happen today, because I was actually talking at length with Jake Rogers today, and he had shown me his different gamers that he has for behind the plate. He also has an outfield glove, has first baseman and middle infield, and the glove that he uses when he pitches. He showed me a glove he's had since 2018. He says, I keep this one around. And then he showed me one of his catcher's mitts where he actually restringed it, because he said, I blew the back patch out, the back pouch. And he said, he was using one that was getting so tattered, much like I imagine Bryce's. When you're taking ball after ball after ball after ball, at some point in time, it's eventually going to snap the leather. He said at one point in time, I think it was Chris Fetter or somebody said, hey man, you might want to switch that one out. And then he did the triage himself. But how wild that would happen, and might it mean something here today with what would have been a routine out?
Is it an omen? It's an omen, Johnny?
It could be an omen. Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Some guys bust the guts out of the baseball. Other times the ball goes through the glove.
That's right.
Or you take the one from the statue.
That's wild, though, that would happen today.
That's good. What brought the conversation about?
Well, if you notice every day, Spencer Torkelson and Riley Green are constantly applying either a lotion or spray or an oil to their glove. And I said, how often do you do it, to Raj? And he says, if you use oils, if you look at the leather of a baseball mitt or a glove, it's a lot like a human body. If you oil it every day, you're going to absorb that oil, and it makes the glove or the mitt that much heavier. So he likes to use a lighter cream. And he says, I might do it like once a week. Now, some guys prefer to do it every day. But that can obviously impact just the feel of it, because you want to soften the glove. So I said, I actually just bought a first baseman's glove about 8 days ago. I said, do you think it's game ready? He said, it's going to take you about a year to get it where you like it. So that's kind of how we got into it, how certain people like to condition their mitts, their gloves, and then where it feels comfortable for them. But then again, with the routine usage, is time after time after time of it hitting the webbing there in the glove, eventually that leather can break.
It's wild. Wow, that you'd have that conversation today. And you see the Phillies on the bench, Andy, just checking, like doing essentially the test you do on a car before you sent it out to the lot.
Yeah, you got to make sure your glove's in good working order.
Yeah.
There is a special bond a player has with their glove, too. I always had a gamer, and then I'd have two gloves that I was getting ready that I would shag with. It looked like on one of those laces, you put a knot in it, so it comes up against the hole where the lace comes through. It looks like it popped through. But you can roll the same glove for quite a while as long as you take care of it.
Well, now he's breaking that one in. You saw him just kind of messing with it. It feels different on your hand.
For sure. Yeah. No, you got to, once you get a glove that's broken in properly and you really like it, you hate to have to part ways with it.
One. Swing and a miss for Outman, 1-2. This is the most compelling sewing job you'll see in the middle of a baseball game.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to add a knot to that spot, make sure that all the laces and laces are back in working order. But until you get a ball thrown at you 90 miles an hour, it's hard to tell.
1-2 splitter is strike 3, and we get a message from Figer Law.
If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, make Figer Law your first call. Figer Law. All we do is win. All we do is win.
Johnny Kane on the equipment beat downstairs. Andy Dirks, Jason Benetti. Hot Corner will join us at some point. Danny Blunt, Andrew Blaustein, our entire marvelous crew here at Comerica Park as Kevin McGonigal fouls a ball away. We don't want Hot Corner to already be taking its all-star break.
It's been a little quiet.
Hope Hot Corner's okay.
I know. Kind of miss Hot Corner. Get a little worried about it.
0-1. It's fouled away. No balls, 2 strikes on McGonigal. So Kevin McGonigal has had a marvelous first half. You see the most times reaching safely before the All-Star break at 21 or younger. 1955 Al Kaline, 2013 Mike Trout, and Kevin McGonigal.
It's only 2 other guys have done it?
That's the leaderboard. That's it.
Wow.
You know, we're used to it because we've seen the way he's acquitted himself in the first half, but he has had a breathtaking, star-studded first half. Runner was off. It's a ground ball brushed to first, and the glove holds up for Bryce Harper, who takes care of McGonigal for the second time today. 1-0 Philadelphia.
Don't miss the 1901 replica jersey giveaway on Saturday, July 25th at 1:10. The first fans through the gate will take home this replica jersey in honor of 125 years of Detroit Tigers baseball. Get tickets now at tigers.com/giveaway.
Come see the boys play in the second half. The first pugilist of the 4th inning is Alec Bohm. And his first pitch in the air, center field. Skubal to Bohm, and there is out number 1. Now a message from the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
Lease a Ford F-150 XLT Super Crew for $399 a month for 24 months. Or returning AZ Plan lessees can lease a Ford F-150 XLT Super Crew for $299 a month for 24 months.
See how happy that little one is when I do voices? When you do promos, everybody's like, whoa.
Yeah, that's pretty much the impact I have on people, unfortunately.
Oh, stop. First pitch, a swinging strike for Sosa, 0-1.
Sosa reached on a walk a little bit earlier in the ball game. There's a 4-pitch walk, which is rare from Skubal. Didn't take him long to get right back in the zone, start firing strikes.
What? Bang, a sinker on the inside corner, 0-2.
I think Sosa preferred his last at bat over this one so far.
You might be onto something. 0-2 fouled away. You saw how beautiful the ballpark is. Andy, you and I have talked so much, Peaches and our entire crew, about how lovely Comerica Park is to walk around. Our next homestand, we have plans to do a game from the crowd, as this is skied to right field. Matt Vierling is underneath to make the catch. Our Bet365 upcoming schedule. Allegedly, we're going to be outside for the 28th against Baltimore. Our crew is. We're going to be sitting downstairs somewhere amongst the fans, hopefully at a seat near you.
That's cool.
Right there. That's our area. So today up in the booth, we're testing out monitors. I know you love our new monitors here.
Yeah, they're actually very high def.
So
It's
you
like
see,
7K.
we have big shades to. That's our VAR room.
Yeah, these are stuck on here too. You can't even get them off.
Andy's our video assisted referee.
Look, I can.
Wow. See ya. It does. It looks like we're looking at instant replay.
Yeah, it's the glare. The shades for the glare.
Go under and see.
Yeah. What do you got?
I see us.
Need a little black bed sheet to finish it off.
Yeah. Ground ball to second. McKinstry uses his hand this time. That's new. On the Bet365 scoreboard, 1-0 Tigers trail. Oh boy. Our impromptu old-timey game. Call Sam, best call. This is the lowest career ERA with the Phillies since 1913. You see Grover Alexander at 201. Old Erskine Meyer, who was born in 1890, second place. He went to Georgia Tech. Had to have been part of like the first graduating class at Georgia Tech. And then Zach Wheeler is a Georgia kid as well. Then Epa Rixey and Jim Bunning.
I've learned something doing this job.
What's that?
If you get on a graphic and there's other guys that are in black and white in photos, you did something pretty well. There's 3 guys in black and white there. Only 1 in color, other than Wheeler. Means you did something spectacular.
Well, yeah, or we just couldn't find a recent picture, like Mark Leiter.
Yeah, that was funny.
I'm told by our truck that it's different because Mark Leiter was on his own. He evidently was trying out for the Dick Van Dyke Show that day. There's a pop-up first base. Bryce Harper has his old glove back, and he makes the catch for out number 1 here in the home 4th. Well, it's game ready now.
Yeah, they did some surgery on it over there. Added a knot in that pocket area. If you missed it, a routine ground ball to second to Stott was thrown to Bryce Harper, and it went through his glove. Zach McKinstry ended up being safe at first.
One out for Keith. Now, wouldn't you, though, like, think about it every waking second in the field if you're Bryce Harper right now?
Baseball players don't have that much issue with the anxiety of what may happen. You got to just go with what you got in front of you. You wouldn't last long.
Well,
if you have a lot of nervous energy as a baseball player.
Surprising.
No, he trusts that they got it done right. And he didn't like the other one, apparently, at all.
No. Well, it was the color of toothpaste.
Yeah, it was an ugly glove. This one looks much better.
So this is the video I was talking about. This is how he does the toothpaste.
Oh, he put his lips on it too?
Yeah.
That is not sanitary at all.
It's his. It's his toothpaste.
Yeah.
He just goes straight in there.
I don't know.
There you go. Like it's Gogurt. You okay over there?
No, I'm not. Wheeler keeps throwing these splits to Colt Keith. It's getting tough up there. There you go. Lay off
that one, yeah.
But it has been a mirage for Colt. He got that one fastball, fouled it off. It'll make you, the way he's throwing the baseball today as a hitter, it'll make you want to start sucking on your toothpaste tube. Oh.
1-2. Sinker.
This is what you do, though. You wait out these at-bats against good pitchers, and you just keep making him throw pitches, try to spoil a few, make him throw a few more until he gets something that you can handle, and just keep battling. No matter how good a guy can be going, it can turn in a hurry. That is an excellent take right there by Cole Keith. He hasn't seen the sweeper all day, going split down, threw the four-seam away, and that pitch is designed to strike him out. Now 3-2. It's either going to be split or heater.
Payoff. It's a cutter. It's a fly ball to center, and it's caught by Hill for out number 2. He's got a pitch for every season.
Boy, does he. I mean, he goes backdoor cutter there. It's getting crazy. Seen what he's done. He's thrown the sweeper to the righties to much effect, and then run that sinker in on the hands into the lefties. It's just been a heavy dosage of that splitter. Down in the zone, down out of the zone, just away. That's a good swing and miss pitch for him. But that Cole Keith at bat was a good one right there for this. Hopefully that turns into a couple more good at bats.
Riley's lone Tigers hit was on a 3-2 splitter in his first at bat in the second inning. But look at that.
That one popped up as sinker, but it was a split. Yeah, it's a barrage of different pitch types and different locations. This is where that compete mode just has to be engaged from right as soon as you step in the box.
I mean, that working with the splitter is just filthy.
Yeah, it's a tough at bat. There's no question. Like 79-mile-an-hour curveball. He hasn't even thrown that yet today. That was the first time.
Good night.
There's a reason that he's one of the best in the league.
If only they'd have just named him to the All-Star game in the first place, he wouldn't have this temperament today. He should be there, by the way. It's ridiculous he wasn't going.
Be all in for your Tigers with a membership deposit for next season and enjoy a complimentary game on us. Deposit start at just $100, include elite perks and an invitation to the Select a Seat event this summer. Visit tigers.com/deposits.
Fifth inning already. 1-0 Philadelphia. A hit by pitch that came around to score in the third when the Phillies pressed the issue on Riley Green and left on an RBI from Kyle Schwarber. Against pitchers like this, you got to drive fast, take chances.
Yeah, you do. Guess a little bit, see if you can get one in the seats. But when they throw four-seamers in that spot at 97, doesn't make it easy.
Foul of third. Tarek Skubal has never been afraid to pitch inside after he hits somebody.
You can't be in this league. You got to work both sides of the plate. The changeup works even better when a right-handed batter knows that that sinker might be coming in, that four-seam might be coming in.
You see a toothpick?
Yep. Derek Hill still has it in.
2-2. Up and out, 3 balls, 2 strikes. That'd be a great Halloween costume.
I wonder if his bat maker makes them for him.
Oh,
with the scrap wood.
Good question.
It's a Vixis toothpick, or is it a Louisville toothpick?
A Louisville picker. Three and two. Swing and a miss. Hits the changeup. One down, and time to anoint today's Carhartt Tiger of the Day. It could be anybody ever, all time, who's played for the Detroit Tigers. And today, Carhartt Tiger of the Day is Bob Kennedy, who played 16 Major League seasons, 70 games with the Tigers in 56. He was the last guy to hit as a Brooklyn Dodger before they moved to Los Angeles in the 1950s. He was twice veteran of a specific war, the Korean War, World War II. And evidently the day before he signed with the White Sox, Bob Kennedy was a popcorn vendor at Comiskey Park during a Joe Louis fight for the title. Pick up a little extra scratch.
Yeah, you got to get a little coin. Boys didn't make as much money back in those days. Got to work a couple jobs. You don't know anything about that, do you?
Okay. Glad to see you on a Sunday. Swing and a miss by Real Muto, 1-2. It was Real Muto that got hit by the fastball inside back in the third. He came around to score on the Schwarber single, and that is the lone run today here at Comerica Park. One and two.
Real Muto hasn't had as good a year as he's had in years past, but we've seen his effectiveness still. He got a big hit yesterday. Double down the left field line, drove in a pair. And today he's working at bats. Fouled off a few tough changeups his last at bat. Fouling off a tough sinker up. And if you're going to get to a good pitcher, you got to get the pitch count up. You got to make him work. Because when they get in rhythm, it gets difficult. You saw Derek Hill's at bat. It went back to 3-2. Now Real Muto trying to work the count back.
See, that is tough to do right there.
Yeah. And it's why they went in and hit him in his last at bat, because he fouled a changeup just like that off the pitch before.
Two and two. Line drive, center field.
He earned himself a fastball after he fouled off the tough changeup away. Didn't miss it, hit it right back through the box. He's a quality hitter. But it's who can continue to wade through these tough at bats enough times to scratch even more runs. Will it be the Tigers or the Phillies?
Line drive, that ends up in right field. Real Muto to third. They're going to stop him late. Vierling got to it quickly enough, but Stott has a double. It's second and third with one out.
First pitch sinker in. Stott hits it hard to right field. Torque couldn't quite grab it, but you'll see the relay throw. It takes a nice bounce off the wall for the Tigers. And as soon as that ball got to McKinstry, who's got an absolute hose, they said, nah, well, let's not test this one. Man, Torque missed that by maybe 2 inches. Good job by Vierling getting over quick. Little spin throw. And if there's one guy that everybody knows that's got a cannon on this field, it's Zach McKinstry.
Tigers are going to play the infield in here in part because Trey Turner hits the ball on the ground just south of half the time. Real Muto is one of the best running catchers in the game at third, so he's not a lumberer by any stretch of the imagination. But there could be a play at home.
You would think they're going to have the contact play on, so the play will be at home if you're an infielder and you get the ball. With the runner at second, he'll advance to third. And when it's hard to score against a guy, you take chances. But we'll see. The infield end, see if they want to make it go through or not if he hits it on the ground.
The idea for Skubal is that he doesn't hit it at all, ever.
Right.
2 on, 1 out. Yeah, nice changeup. 1 and 2 for Turner.
Got 2 options here. Got a couple options. He can go up out of the zone with the heater. He can throw the changeup again. Just bury it if you throw it.
One and 2.
Didn't quite get it up enough.
Five times Skubal's gotten to 2 strikes and not finished a strikeout this afternoon. 3 times he has. 1 and 2 for Turner. That is a strikeout and a huge one.
Going to his favorite swing and miss pitch, the changeup. It's a pitch he's refined over the last 3 seasons. And this one comes up big. Couple on, 1 out. And now the matchup that everybody wants to see.
Look at how far that thing came in on Trey Turner, by the way. It is, as you said, Skubal, Schwarber, 2 on, 2 out. First pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball.
He is coming at him. He's thrown him 1 curveball. Couple changeups, and the rest have been heaters.
First pitch of the game, breaking.
Right.
Muscle against muscle. Skubal against Schwarber. 1 and 1. Outside, 2 and 1.
You just wonder how many fastballs can you throw a guy at Schwarber's level before you leave one over the plate and he clips it.
2 and 1. Dylan Dingler was wondering the same thing, Andrew.
Yeah, it's good pitching right here. Good pitch calling. Schwarber's wanting to go deep to right. Gets him out in front on the changeup. Is that going to get him in between enough? I feel like Schwarber's just going to stay on the fastball. I just feel like he's seen enough of him. He knows Skubal's makeup.
Back-to-back changeups. Let's see. 2 and 2 to Schwarber. It's a fastball in. 3 and 2.
This is where he got him his last at bat. He got him to 3-2. He threw a sinker out over the plate. He got a base hit to left.
What a staring contest. 3 and 2. Skubal. Schwarber. 2 on, 2 out. Here we go. Check swing, strike 3. Ring him up. Skubal wins.
The big guy loves to throw the heat. Let everybody know where he stands. Goes up and in with 100. Say, oh, maybe he's going to try something cute. Nope, right back to the heater.
Hurry in.
If the Tigers score 3 or more runs in this game, you can visit a participating Arby's location tomorrow and receive a free small order of curly fries.
Tigers trailing 1-0, got the Magana goggles out, and we will see if Kevin can do some damage later on. Right now it's the 5-hitter Spencer Torkelson, then Carpenter and McKinstry against Zach Wheeler. And a swing and a miss for Tork. Zach Wheeler twice has finished second in the Cy Young voting. 2021 with Philadelphia when he was an all-star. 2024 with Philadelphia. Finished second to Chris Sale. Corbin Burns won it in 21. Zach Wheeler, among active pitchers, you see the home runs per 9 is just tiny. Again, 4 of them in one start this year, 6 across the rest of his starts.
Yeah, he's a tough guy to take deep. The 4-seam sinker combo is nothing new, but we've seen the 2 guys today use it at a different level than most.
But that's that combination, right? It's the high fastball, it's the splitter. He'll mix in breaking stuff when he needs to. And there's a splitter that just explodes out of his hand. Strike 3. So Kerry Carpenter will come up, and Kerry's had a fairly nice track record of when he makes contact up in the zone, it's going to go a long way. There is Zach Wheeler's strikeouts on his 4-seam fastball. Most of them, if not all of them, you would argue are elevated. 2 are below the middle of the strike zone,
which are harder to catch up to. That stuff up in the zone, the way the bat path works, it comes down before it comes back up. So it just takes a very determined top hand to be able to get on top of it.
Well, you look at the home runs, right? 10 of them, as we talked about. These are the left-handed home runs, 4 of the 10. And when he misses down-ish, that's when you can take advantage.
Middle third of the zone, that's where hitters love to hit, especially if it's a little bit away from you, because it gives you just a little more time to clip it out in front of your body. The ball in, you got to catch even further out in front of your body.
This is slugging against right-handed fastballs that are up. Kerry Carpenter 2. Riley Green, who's adjusted very well this year at 598 to high fastballs. And he hasn't seen a 4-seamer in the sequence.
I know, and that out of hand is that would be the 4-seam you want to hit. It's the one that they just showed the home run graphic on. If it stays true and is a 4-seamer, that's where that pitch ends up. When it's the split, the tail's down and away from you, and you run out of bat, you're out in front. That's why it's a great swing and miss pitch for him.
1-2 for Carp. He lays off 2-2.
So then you have this problem. You're like, okay, don't swing at the elevated pitch. Check. Make it be down, but not down too far, because you got to lay off the split. So if it's down, let it go. But if it's high, let it go. And then you're like, well, which one do I swing at?
And then he mixes in a curveball, and that's totally off the grid.
Yeah, this is where you just trust yourself as a hitter to get back through the box, have a lot of confidence. You can't cover everything. Try to maybe neutralize a pitch or two. Say, I'm not going to look for that. When you get to 2 strikes, be an athlete in the box.
Pitch 70 of the day is called strike 3.
There you go.
We're going to get a challenge.
Okay. His initial reaction was it's not a strike.
Pitch is called a strike. The batter has challenged.
ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. It is a strike.
Yeah.
It's that 4-seam that just rides on the edge.
Kader Montero is up and loosening in the Tigers bullpen. So we'll see if Tarek Skubal's done after 5 in this finale before the All-Star break. Little looper to shortstop, and over the top of Turner. McKinstry is on. Second Tigers hit this afternoon.
Little cutter, try to get it on the hands. Watch Z-Mac work his hands to the inside part of the baseball. Gives himself a chance to clear the barrel and get a knock.
Let's see if Zach has any thoughts of trying to get the run game going again. Maybe we won't have a chance to see. Veerling a fly ball straight away. Hill courses over to make the catch, and that retires the side. 1-0 after 5 on the Bet365 scoreboard.
Blubbering Cave with Liberty Biverty.
Now the Henry Ford Health injury update. Bryce Harper's glove, after further medical evaluation, is okay, folks. a drop over at first base. It went through his glove. The ball went literally through his glove. He wore a different one for a little while and was kind of over that. And then eventually the other glove was repaired, brought out of the garage, and returned to its rightful owner. How often do you see it? The guy who's part of the Henry Ford Health Update, tongue-in-cheek, leads off the 6th inning.
Not often.
What were you going to ask? You had a question.
I just kind of feel bad for the blue glove. Like, came in, like filled a big role, did a great job, didn't drop in, no balls went through blue glove, and then it's like, well, sorry, blue glove. You served your purpose. You're going back in the bag. Not
DFA.
the bag. Not the bag.
Not the bag.
Anywhere but the bag. I saw the sunshine of the big league field. He had his cup of coffee, man. I hope he enjoyed it.
Hey, you never know when your last game's going to be.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
One and two, long hold for Skubal, and a foul ball from Harper. Bryce Harper was on the cover of Sports Illustrated in high school out in Nevada.
I remember that because he was hitting 500-foot home runs.
That's correct.
16.
You think of being a prodigy in this era, in the social media era, and being able to stay the course and be stable while also being yourself. He is a textbook example to anybody who's on the verge of stardom after being somebody who's followed at a young age. This is 100+ games as a teenager. Bryce Harper 139 games. Al Kaline 168 of them. Bob Kennedy, Tiger of the Day, on the list.
Yeah, they just have the ability to drown out the noise. They don't care about how other people are analyzing them, what they're looking at. They have a few trusted sources, whether family members, coaches, people like that, that they listen to for advice on how to get better at their craft, and everything else they just say, whatever.
Go ahead, talk if you want to talk.
Yeah. Every baseball player at some time in their career is going to have some struggles, and guys like Bryce Harper, it's just magnified. Like if they're 1 for 22, everybody knows. Everybody knows.
Ground ball splits the difference, enough for an infield single. He came into yesterday 0 for his last 19. Now he's got 3 hits in the series.
It shows you even the best in the world, the most elite in this game, have to compete every day. They have to bring it. You saw that at bat right there. Like that's a tough at bat. No matter how much talent you have, he still hits the compete button. Terry Skubal pitched a nice ball game. Cater Montero's going to come in.
They're saying Scoob as Montero enters in a 1-run game. Tigers baseball on Detroit Sportsnet is brought to you by Wallside Windows, a local and family owned, celebrating 82 years as Michigan's leader in replacement windows, and by your Metro Detroit Buick GMC dealers.
What am I watching here?
It's the anniversary of Disco Demolition Night at Comiskey Park.
There's explosions, there's fire.
Yeah, there's a whole scene. The fly ball right field. Matt Vierling on the move to the line. It's foul. It was a promotion for radio disc jockey Steve Dahl in Chicago that was supposed to bring people to the ballpark.
Oh, it did.
Yeah. It also brought a cleanup that lasted approximately 45 years.
Just good ideas gone wrong. Just destruction.
Dumb ways to die. 0-1 is up and away. A ball and a strike on Alec Bohm from Montero. who has been a lifesaver at points for this Tigers team. Our wall side windows pitching change. We'll see how long he goes today in his last outing before the All-Star break. Right back to him. Kick save and not a beauty. It ricochets wide to the left toward third, and it's a base hit for Bohm. That is unfortunate on the carom here.
Yeah, he gets the ground ball. That's an easy ground ball up the middle, but hits off his foot. Bad ricochet. He says he's all right, which is the main thing. At this junction, you don't want any harm to be done to Cater, so he gives a thumbs up. But yeah, that's a break for the Phillies. That was going right to McKinstry at second.
I wonder if they bunt Sosa here. Marsh is next. Sosa can run. 2 on, nobody out. He's swinging away. Just in service of the pitcher's dual idea Johnny was talking about earlier, that A.J. Hinch alluded to possibly playing some small ball. This would be a spot right on right. You could see it for Sosa, and there it is, and he jabs it down. That's a really nice job to get that ball down for Sosa.
Yeah, there you go. He was going to give him one swing, go for it, and then after that you're going to bunt the ball. One thing that's tricky about this, he shows it late for a sacrifice. Just kind of trusts his hands, but that late of a bunt show doesn't allow anybody to really come in, and he deadens it enough that Cater thought, nah, I'm not going to third.
You have Marsh here, second and third, 1 out. Infield comes crashing in. First pitch is up, ball 1. Tigers had all that momentum, winners of 8 of 9. A late rally fell short yesterday, trying to somehow grind this series out. That's ball 2 on Marsh.
He's crushed righty fastballs this year. Hit him at almost a 400 clip, 388 for an average.
Way outside, 3-0. Overall for the year, Marsh has slugged .529 against fastballs. It's a big number, and they're going to walk him.
Yeah.
So Chris Fetter comes walking out. Hill is the batter, and we get a message from Rally House, Michigan.
The season starts at Rally House. From jerseys and hats to tumblers for game day, it's where outrageous selection meets every fan's style.
Sunny Comerica Park, Sunday afternoon. The Tigers trailing 1-0. The Phillies are leaning on Cater Montero. Bases loaded, 1 out, and Derek Hill, who number 1 doesn't hit the ball on the ground very much. Then number 2 can really run.
Yeah, he floats. It's a tough assignment for Cater. We've seen him start a few guys off with sliders, trying to get early swing and miss in these spots. Derek Hill's had a really nice series so far. You know, Cater lives for these moments. And all the leverage and all the pressure's on. Just got to trust your fastball types. He likes that sinker a little more to the righties than the four seam. He'll throw them both.
There's one of them, strike 1.
Yeah, that's one of the most impressive things I've seen with Cater is his trust with his stuff. From last year, it just kept advancing, and then into this year, he just knows if he throws quality pitches, he's going to get out of it more times than not.
High changeup gets a chase. 0-2.
You see Hill's going to take a quick walk around like, what was that? The high changeup? Got him to swing under it. Punch out would be a beautiful thing. So he hasn't showed the slider yet, Jay. He's got the fastball up in his hip pocket if he needs it. But a poorly executed breaking ball. We saw him hit a right-on-right slider for a base knock yesterday.
0-2. In there, strike 3.
Sometimes you don't need to beat around the bush. You can just throw it straight through the bush. As we saw right here. Oh, maybe a slider? No chance. Hill frozen with a beautiful fastball by Cater. That's just good sequencing, understanding the situation. Now, Real Muto is the next assignment.
He's been on base twice. He scored the lone run. First pitch, yanked for ball 1. Two and 0, a fluttering curveball on Real Muto.
You know what Real Muto's thinking right here? He's going to think about a sinker inside, try to turn on that thing.
There it was, and there they all go. On 2-0, JT Real Muto clears the bases. And he's on his way to third.
Yeah, that's a tough one here. Fall behind the count. You're going to throw the sinker because you want the ground ball at worst. Real Muto knows this. He's a veteran hitter. He's going to clear the hips and hands quick. Watch it. Whack. He gets everything out in front of his body, not messing around, beat it to the spot. The 3-run score, but also Real Muto gets to advance 90 feet because Cater didn't back up home. It's always one thing if you give up the hit, you got to keep playing the play, play the play, get back behind there. Throw went wide, now he's at third.
Boy, that's such a huge swing with Wheeler on the mound, man.
You got to keep playing though. You know,
yeah.
It's unfortunate things are going to happen in this game, but you got to keep that runner from third now from crossing. Keep it to a 4-run game. We've seen good pitchers give it up.
Two balls and a strike. You see the type of swing, though, that you can put on a 2-0 pitch. Like, count leverage matters so much in this game.
And he knows. That's why Cater, after he threw the slider away, he took a minute. He understood that it puts him on the hook to have to throw a strike with the bases juiced. Real Muto knew that.
That's more the pitch he wanted on the 2-0.
But you can't be perfect 2-0 there because then you go 3-0 and now you're really up against it. Bases juiced.
Yep. 2-2 for Stott. To shortstop, McGonigal. Got him. Inning over, but Philadelphia makes it 4-love.
Yeah, I think they're going to challenge this one. It looked like they thought right away that he was going to be safe. We saw
Philadelphia is challenging the outcome.
Figueroa, the first base coach, he put his arms out saying safe. Stott said he was safe. These type of moments, because this is a play that'll score a run if he is safe with a runner at third. So we'll see what the replay looks like here. Oh yeah, no, that's safe right there. And this goes back to not backing up home. It allows the runner to advance 90 feet to get to third. So this play now is going to score a run for the Phillies. Not an ideal situation.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe. Philadelphia will retain.
So this puts a whole new step into the equation. So after a tough pitch, 2-0 pitch, scored 3 runs, runner moves up 90 feet. Now you got to still keep pitching through it after you thought you got the last out. Infielder hung back on it. And that's going to turn the order over for Trey Turner. First one's away. Ball one, little four-seamer.
That's a strike, 1-1. Play-by-play school has really worn well for you.
It's something I've been working on. I'm glad that sometimes I get a little time to embrace it and work on it.
Just trying to get you ready for the break.
I know you.
Pump you up a little bit.
But man, every 90 feet in this game matters so much, Jim. Not backing up home. It's just like those little fundamental things in these type of games matter.
There's a strike, 1-2. And a poke to right field. That's a base hit.
Turner just leans out, pokes one to right. They got the lefty, Schwarber, coming up. The Tigers got a lefty going in the bullpen, but it looks like they're going to stick with Cater.
First one is upstairs for Schwarber. This is not an outing we've seen from Montero this year. This type of thing just has not happened to him.
You think it was the ground ball that hit his foot,
Yep.
Unfortunate, and then he went 2-0 against Romuto and threw the sinker. Like that was, there was two circumstances that changed the outcome. But you got to keep working here. You can't stop.
It's the case for most jobs. 1-2 on Schwarber. Stott knew he was safe the whole way.
Yeah. Well, they usually think they're safe.
I was going to say,
by the reaction.
I thought,
yeah. Paco Figueroa, their first base coach, thought he was safe too, shockingly.
1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Check swing, he didn't go. 3-2 on Schwarber. It is a long inning for Montero. 28 pitches.
Runners will be moving, and we'll see if he tries to throw him something that's not a fastball variety. He loves the four-seamer to the lefties. Schwarber knows that, and he's going to be hunting something to get out in front of his body.
Yes, he was. A high fastball fouled away. Still 3-2.
Some of those guys hit with shades. I can never quite figure it out. Ronnie Kelly used to hit with sunglasses on.
See how good it looks. 3-2. It would have to be the right prism to look through, right?
Yeah, I think, you know, there's polarized, there's glasses that aren't polarized, there's different shades. One guy I played with the minor leagues thought he had figured it out. He had the orange ones on. He said, finally. Then he struck out 3 times.
And his strike 3. He got a piece, but it ended up in Dingler's glove. 9 batters in the inning and a 5-0 Philadelphia lead. You know, parents never show their kids their Simba Cam videos from 15 years earlier, I feel like. There's not really a choice for the kid.
Nope. Some things kids get a choice on, but there's a lot they don't. What's for dinner, Dad? Fish sticks, kid. I don't want fish sticks. Well, then you're not hungry.
Great. The Dirks household, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, Dad, I'm hungry. Hi, I'm Dad. I've used that way too many times.
Oh, boy.
Kids do not find it entertaining anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's surprising. 5-0 Philadelphia. First pitch, ball 1 to James Outman. Then McGonigal next, and Dylan Dingler. 9-1-2 on the way. Our CNL board on deck hitter is Kevin McGonigal, who will be headed home to Philadelphia after the game, as it's 2-0 on Outman. Tigers would love to respond to that 4-run top of the inning for Philadelphia.
There is a lot of ball game left. They're just going to have to figure out Wheeler enough to get some base runners. And here we go. That was a long set over there for Wheeler, deep into a ball game like he is. He's been sitting over there for a minute. almost 22 minutes to be more precise.
3-1 to Outman. I mean, Wheeler has just been a monster today.
It's not an uncommon outing for him. You know, he doesn't give up the long ball. He strikes guys out. He gets ahead and counts. He's got an elite four seam, a great split, an awesome sweeper, and a good sinker. And he throws a cutter that gets outs too. It's a tough assignment. But Jay,
yes,
if you're going to go deep into a postseason, what kind of arms do you think you face?
Him. That kind of thing.
Right.
Wheeler's got one out, his 8th strikeout. McGonigal coming up, and Johnny Kane coming up as well.
Well, as we talk about Kevin McGonigal, obviously a season of first being a Major League Baseball rookie. He's actually the first rookie to play in an All-Star game in Philadelphia since Mark Fidrich back in 1976. And as we talked about on the show, he's going to have a lot of friends and family in Major League Baseball kind of help with some of the tickets there, about 25 people in all. He's going to be staying at home in the bed that he grew up sleeping in, which is pretty cool as he heads back home. But in talking with AJ about Kevin, you know, I think you guys saw the video when he made the announcement. He said, I wasn't even trying to be dramatic necessarily when he was announcing who the All-Star players would be with Riley Green and Dylan Dingler. And he said, but I saved Kevin for last. And he said Kevin had his head down over in the corner. And then as soon as AJ said, and I saved the youngest kid for last, he said Kevin's eyes lit up. And he looked over at his manager and like this sense of accomplishment that he had made it, because there was some uncertainty as to whether or not he was going to be there. So it's kind of special. And as Kevin had told us, he said, you know, everything that's happened this year with the opening day and obviously the big contract and everything else, he says he feels like it's all going to hit him when he gets to Philadelphia for the All-Star game. So it's going to be a special watch as he joins 6 Phillies who will be participating in the Midsummer Classic.
I can't wait to see Kevin McGonigal's reaction to all of it. Johnny, you know, he's going to try and stone face it a little bit, and that ain't going to happen.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that's cool about it is obviously with Philly being here, there was a lot of reporters that had come over from the other side, and you're asking the same types of questions. You know, what's it like playing the Phillies, and what's it like going up against Schwarber and Harper? And
it's rifled down the left field line and foul.
That was close.
Yeah, just need one of those to fall.
Golly.
Nice.
But the way that he kind of has taken everything in stride, he made time for everybody. The other day at a hitters meeting in 2 minutes, and somebody from Philadelphia came over and said, hey, do you have 2 minutes? He said, I've got 2 minutes, and answered all the questions. So he's going to get bombarded when he gets to Philly, but hopefully he can take a deep breath and really absorb everything that comes with being a first-time All-Star.
Very excited for Kevin McGonigal to have this whole week for himself. And one of his best friends in the world, by the way, just got drafted by the Texas Rangers in the 5th round. His name is Michael Anderson from Penn State, one of his closest friends. Kevin was talking about it the other day as there's strike 3 on Dingler, that he was going to have one eye on the draft all weekend long to see when his buddy Michael got drafted. He goes to the Texas Rangers, 5th round, 149th overall. When we had Kevin on the podcast, he was talking about his 2 friends from Penn State that he talks to all the time. They play video games together. They talk about baseball together, and Michael's one of them, and now he is a Major League Baseball draftee as well.
That's cool. It's good times. What's really cool too is he can take him out to lunch.
Who's the he? You're saying Michael's going to take Kevin out to lunch now?
No, I think Kevin's got it.
I think Kevin's got 100 lunches. And he knows it.
Yeah. I mean, if you're his buddy, you're kind of like, you know, I might be going for my wallet.
I got this one.
Oh, thanks, Kevin.
No. You always.
Yeah. No, I went to Penn State. I got student loan debt. Baseball scholarships aren't that big.
That's correct.
11.7 ain't covering full ride, books, meals, and housing.
Think about this. Kevin McGonigal's over there talking to Anthony Sanders about what to do, base running wise, etc. Like 6 years ago, he would have given anything to have 5 minutes with Bryce Harper.
Oh yeah,
to
that
talk
kind of
to him.
proximity. It doesn't take long though when you do what Kevin's done to just be part. He's part of the fold. There's a certain level of accomplishment you have to have in the game before you just are part of the crew, and he is part of the crew.
Happened fast. 2-0.
There's a mutual respect amongst baseball players too, even star players that have for guys, even guys that come up from the minor leagues for a cup of coffee, whatever it is. Now there's a service time element to it and veteranship that is respected across baseball players for sure.
That's ball 4. 2 walks in the inning. McGonigal moves to second. Keith at first. Riley Green, the batter. This most hits prior to the All-Star break for Tigers rookies since 1933, the year of the first All-Star game. Harvey Keene with 111 in 1953 is number 1. McGonigal, unless we have extra innings, is probably going to be 3rd. But an amazing season. Riley Green shudders on a fastball inside on our Bet365 odds update for Riley Green. 1.5 hits, the over at plus 155. We'll see if he gets anything to hit. There have been 2 4-pitch walks in the inning.
And hopefully he just grooves with the fastball here. He hits over the right field fence and the Tigers are right back in it. He's not that dumb. If there's a guy that could clip the 4-seamer this year, it's been Riley. That's why they're gonna do a little rush in the bullpen. Have Bolin get loose.
He's the one that got Torque to ground into that double play in the 8th inning yesterday.
Got him on a little slider.
So if you're looking for an alley for Bolin, it would include Torque, you would imagine.
That's only if Riley knocks these pins down here, though.
Oh, jeez.
New ball game. Just need a few good ones in a row, a few strikes in a row.
Two. Ooh, just off the plate, 3-2. Wheeler looking for his 3rd strikeout of the inning, a turkey, if you will.
He might try to catch the spare here with the split.
An exhausting inning in so many ways. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 on a fastball. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. 5-0.
All we do is win.
Celebrate 125 years of Detroit Tigers baseball, July 23rd through the 26th at Comerica Park. Join us as we honor World Series champions, legendary players, and the unforgettable moments that have defined Tigers history. Visit tigers.com/125 to learn more.
7th inning, Cater Montero on the hill, and a first pitch check swing. He didn't go. Ball 1 for Bryce Harper. Tigers had a chance, 2 on, 2 out, bottom 6, and couldn't score. A lot of 2-0 counts both ways recently.
Yeah. It's not like Cater. He usually gets in there, gets in the zone quickly. It's the thing that's bit him a little bit this outing. Falling behind 2-0 to JT Realmuto. Get a double down the left field line. And then an infield single on a ball that
Pitch is called a strike.
was
The batter
backed
has
up on.
challenge.
It's an ABS challenge powered by Figer Law. It's a strike. Top of the zone, tripwire, 2-1.
Pitch is confirmed. Philadelphia has 1 challenge remaining.
The umpires are now hustling through these announcements like they're side effects in a Cymbalta commercial. 2-1 is popped up back and left. 2-2.
Nobody wants to know all the little things that might happen.
That was a strike. 2-1 ring.
Well, I think there's been enough bloopers now with umpires and their mics that they're just like, no, we're over this. We're not going to try to even put any effort into this.
Bryce Harper has hit the same foul ball roughly 10 times today. Still 2-2.
Is that 11?
It's the same foul ball.
Yeah, good hitters foul pitches off. Called wasting them, spoiling them. But also it shows you he's not in his normal rhythm, because some of the ones he's fouled off today we've seen him hit hard. He's just a little off. But that's why he came into the series, what was he, like 0 for 19?
As of yesterday.
Trying to get his time. He got a hit yesterday, got a little infield knock today. He's just grinding out at bats. So a lot of times people are like, what causes a guy to be in a funk? It's when you miss some of those pitches that you would normally hit.
How about this? Bryce Harper saw 21 pitches from Tarek Skubal. That's tied for the second most he's thrown to a batter in a game. Well, hot corner. Who's number 1?
This is a good lesson for any kids watching the game, too. Bryce Harper, one of the best players on planet Earth, isn't always going to be feeling perfect at the plate. He wasn't coming into this series, but he has just been absolutely battle grinding at bats out, fouling pitches off, sticking his nose in there, doing everything he can to try to get bat to ball, extending at bat, and put the ball in play hard somewhere.
And he does to first. It skips to Torque. 1 away. All right, our story so far, the Comerica Bank game summary. Zach Wheeler has been fantastic.
Yeah, really good today. The split down has been the pitch that's got a ton of swing and miss against the lefties, just in full command. And then in a 2-0 count, with the bases loaded and 2 outs, Realmuto got a sinker, pulled it to left field, ended up on third base, scored on a challenge later, and the Phillies have a 5-0 lead.
Alec Bohm didn't particularly want to swing at that pitch.
I'm not real sure why he's like stepping in the bucket so much. He's hit the ball off the end of the bat like 4 times this series, and he gets mad at it when he flies it out to center. It's like, yeah, your left foot is literally stepping towards third base.
1-1. Hot corner. For those wondering, Jason, testy hot corner. Matt Olson saw 22 pitches against Scooble on April the 29th.
Lefties. Interesting.
Yeah, how about that? I don't know why hot corner felt the need to irritatingly use my name. I just asked a question.
Well, and it was acknowledging that you asked the question. That was very considerate of hot corner, I thought. I don't know why you would take offense to a robot, but
okay. You couldn't. It's a ground ball to second base. You couldn't sense that hot corner was seething as it said that? Jason.
You can always read in between the lines whatever you want to read.
Okay. 2 out for Sosa.
If you want somebody to be mad at you, you can make them.
Thanks for the life advice.
Hot corner, use my name. How dare hot corner.
2 down. Sosa. Strike.
Jason Benetti, what do you think is on the menu for the Tigers post All-Star break? What are we looking at? What are some elements we've improved on? Where else do we got to go?
Well, you have 16 games after today. You have 16 games to the trade deadline to give the front office reason to stay involved and not be sellers at the trade deadline. And the 8 of 9 went a long way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. We'll pick it up when we hit the bottom of the 7th. Good question, Andy.
Of course, Jason Benetti.
Coming up, the Figer Law 7th inning stretch, Andy.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Detroit Tigers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers.
Tigers baseball on Detroit Sportsnet is brought to you by Figer Law. All we do is win. By Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Tigers trail 5-0, and Jose Alvarado is out of the bullpen for Philadelphia. The Tigers will be on the road after the All-Star break concludes. 3 with the Angels, 3 at Wrigley Field, and the Cubs. ESPN has picked that game, so we will be off that night. Then back home for 7 with Kansas City and Baltimore. The 3 with the Athletics leads us to that trade deadline. And you know, it feels like the Tigers have gotten such good starting pitching that if they're going to make hay in those next 16 games and stay afloat and then some, the starting pitching is going to have to be superheroes still.
Yeah, agreed. That's where it always starts. Who's got the ball in hand? You're only as good as your next starting pitcher. And the Tigers have been stacking good start after good start. It's a good sign. The offense has been performing well. They ran into a tough guy so far today, Zach Wheeler, who's out of the ball game. And they still got some time left here to take a run at it, Jay. Alvarado's given up some damage this year. He's got a 7 ERA coming into this thing. See 32 innings pitched. But it's that OPS. A little bit of slug, a little bit of walk. Get a few on. Make something happen. We saw in game 1 how quickly the Tigers put a big number on the board.
Yep. And they'll try and do it here. Torques leading off. Johnny Kane, what do you got?
Well, just in talking about what you guys are, there's still so much baseball to be played. And AJ had said, you know, it's almost like we're afraid to exhale because we've been sprinting for so long to try to get out of this rut, try to get out of this hole, and we still have a hole to dig out of. He said, I think that's the reminder when you look at things. Yeah, we've been incredible here for a good stretch, like 6 weeks or so, but there's still a long way to go. But he says there's a sense of calmness around us. We're not surprised. We're not impressed. We're not content. There's a lot of characteristics of this team that he loves, but the push to be better and the push for better results is one of the greatest characteristics they have. And that's going to continue on here, where you mentioned, obviously, leading up to the deadline and beyond. They're still in a hole, not content where they are, but the push to be better remains.
You have time, but not a ton of time.
That's right.
Ball one. You're running out of today's at some point, especially once you hit August 1st. But again, there is this artificial deadline, as you're talking about, Johnny, where you just have to be in a position where you can argue whatever you want the finish line to be, whether you can be a World Series contender, whether you can win the division, wherever you put the bar, you have to be able to hit that bar to add or stand pat. That's the way this game works now with the one trade deadline. Strike three. 11 strikeouts for Philly pitching today and one away.
You know, in 2024, the Tigers were settlers.
Yep.
But ended up making the playoffs. There's different ways to approach the game too in these deadlines. When you got as many starting pitchers as the Tigers have, like maybe one goes, but that doesn't mean the team's still not really good.
Yeah, that's true too. I mean, you're right.
There's other ways to roll the dice there.
There's Valencia
shuffle
pitching.
the board, so they say.
Right.
To where it's like, hey, just because maybe a player goes and you make some additions, some of those additions might be able to help pretty quickly.
There are still plenty of obviously unknowns, and that's going to be a big talking point once we get through the All-Star break and you get on the other side of it and then see how they want to play this thing out. The one thing that we are certain of, you mentioned about winning 8 of 9 to pull yourselves back into contention and all the rest of that. That's when you're we talk about ebbs and flows. So when you're flowing, that's one thing. But as AJ had mentioned, he said, we're going to get punched in the face again. Okay, but it can't be catastrophic when the sport challenges you again. And there will be challenges that come while you continue to put yourself back in contention. Let's say they go on another hot run here on the other side of the break, okay, and then adversity hits again. Are you tough enough to deal with it? This team has proven with what you saw in 2024 and then in 2025 going the other way. Can you deal with when the things are going good, everything's good. When it ain't going good, it's still got to be good. And obviously there's just a lot of unknowns here over the next couple of weeks that will, kind of determine exactly what this team looks like over the final stretch.
Yeah, the one thing we do know is they have played much better baseball in the last month and a half. And if they continue to play that caliber of baseball, they're one of the best teams in the American League, without question. With all the home runs, with the great starting pitching, defenses come around. Like when they play baseball like that, you go, okay, this is a top team in the American League. So if they continue to do that, you just keep rolling in that direction. But like Johnny said, it ebbs and flows. Like hey, the home runs are great, but sometimes they don't always come.
Check swing. He did go. Strike three. Valencia's out. 2 down.
Well, to your point, Andy, about, a lot of people ask, so what is this team? Like, is this team more May or is this team more June? So when they weren't throwing a ton of strikes, now they're throwing a ton of strikes. When they weren't playing well defensively, and then during this stretch, they were playing better defensively.
Right.
When they weren't hitting the ball out of the yard, and then it came in bunches. So what is this team? Like, what is the true nature? Like, what's more of the median line?
And the answer has been wait a month and find out.
Yeah, right.
Over the last 3 years. Inning over in the 7th. We'll play the 8th in a 5-0 score.
Really putting the no in Rhino.
Any luck over?
July 24th to see Flo Rida perform our second Sounds of Summer concert series presented by Rocket. Visit tigers.com/sounds of summer to get your tickets now. It's good restraint by you.
What are you talking about? First pitch, 8th inning. In for a strike. Marsh walked and scored in that 6th. 4-run 6th inning. They are playing a wild one in Flushing today. The Red Sox were down 2-0 into the top of the 9th. They scored. They loaded the bases. They had 1 out. And Masataka Yoshida just lined into a double play to Zach Short to send the game tied into the bottom of the 9th. There's strike 3. Marsh is out, 1 away. If the Red Sox were to win that game in extras, that would be their 9th win in a row.
I feel like that series in New York completely set their stage. The Red Sox. When they went into Fenway against the Yankees, that was like a big turning point for them confidence-wise in the season.
That's what it seems like. I mean,
yeah, I mean, that's, you know, that's a huge rivalry. And when the Yankees come in and they get clipped like the way they did, especially a couple of those tight ball games late in the game, and that's what teams, they thrive on, that confidence.
The Red Sox are half a game out of a wild card spot. They're 3 under, but half a game out. Here are the wild card standings. I mean, this is not a reach to put all these teams on this graphic. The Athletics, Royals, and Angels are the only 3 teams in the American League that aren't division leaders that are not on the graphic.
Yeah, it is up for grabs. Who wants it? And I think what Johnny was alluding to, it's going to be the team who best handles the adversity throughout the rest of the season, who can wade through it and keep accumulating them games in the W column.
But to your point, you could see teams moving laterally at the deadline, like trade from a position of strength to get something that they don't have right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Where are you plush, and where are your biggest needs?
You could see big leaguer for big leaguer type of trades.
Well, let's face it. Do you need a 5-man rotation in the postseason?
No.
When you got 6 plus other guys coming, it's like, how many guys do you need in that rotation?
That's why Jackson Jobe coming back is really interesting for this team.
For sure it is.
Montero's in the bullpen right now.
Jobe was throwing 112 in his first time back. He was throwing absolute bullets.
Montero's sinker takes down Hill. 2 gone, and here's a message from Figer Law.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, make Figer Law your first call. Figer Law. All we do is win.
All we do is win.
2 out on a sunny Sunday here at Comerica Park. 5-0 Philadelphia on the strength of a 4-run 6th. JT Realmuto has been a big part of this game for Philadelphia.
He got the big hit yesterday. He got the big hit today. He's had a rougher season than he's had in the past, but he's still a quality player, good catcher. Both of them were doubles down the left field line, scoring runs.
No ground to short this time. McGonigal ends the inning. We'll play the bottom of the 8th after this. Bottom 8, Tigers have gone softly so far on this Sunday as Orion Kerkering is out of the bullpen for Philadelphia. Our wall side windows pitching change. 2.5 ERA. He's been phenomenal as a bridge to Duran this year for Don Mattingly.
He throws a sweeper almost 50% of the time. Likes the 4-seam. Throws more sinkers to righties than 4-seamers. The 4-seamer a lot to the lefties. An occasional split as well, but the sweeper's in play. Comes across the plate, starting at that right-handed batter's hip, working its way back over the plate.
That sweeper is a real weapon.
That's what I've heard. Every pitcher has different weaponry. His is the sweeper.
There's one of them. 1-2.
Does it ever amaze you that, did you ever think in Major League Baseball, your time calling games, because you've seen the evolution of pitching, that there would be a guy at the bullpen that throws 98, but his primary pitch is a sweeper?
No, because I would have said to you 10 years ago, what's a sweeper?
A slurve.
Yeah.
Kind of, you know.
Well, but that's the thing. I happen to, I mentioned getting to know Bryce Harper a little bit in AAA. Before he was there, Steven Strasburg was there. And
Right.
he was the first guy I'd seen throw a 90-mile-an-hour changeup routinely. And it felt like the winds of change were blowing him into baseball.
Right. Yeah, he threw gas.
But now it's everybody.
Yeah, he's throwing 99. But if a guy was hitting 99 in 2005,
yeah,
2010, he's coming out of the bullpen. What pitch is he going to throw primarily?
Yeah, it's his fastball. And I would tell you that he probably has walked 50 guys in 12 innings.
That's right. That's right. Throws hard, doesn't know where it's going.
Every AAA team I ever covered had one of those players.
Yep.
Like, oh, he average fastball is like 98.5. He does lead the league in 4-pitch walks, though.
Walk rate, 38%.
Right. That's right. 3-1 to Outman from Kirkering. That's a high fly ball into right field. Marsh makes the catch.
Outman just missed that pitch, just a tick under it. That's a moon ball out there. Hit to Marsh.
You think it stopped in Orion's belt on the way down?
Well, Lake Orion is up the road, but it's spelled like Orion.
So you're going to call him Orion Kirkering?
We could.
Being local.
Right, that's more that's the local pronunciation of Orion is Orion.
McGonigal versus Kirkering is a nightmare for people who have enunciation issues. Kirkering to McGonigal.
That's why you hear the sounds of silence over here with that name combo.
1-1 to Kevin. That's a firm fastball. 99 in, 2-1.
You can see why he's been successful in the big leagues. He's got good stuff. There's a challenge heater right there, 2-1. McGonigal's a little late.
Two and 2 from Kirkering. Trying to stuff that fastball in the inside corner and just missed twice. Three and 2. Up the middle, that's Turner. And a 1-2-3 inning for Orion Kirkering. To the 9th we go. Well, this game hasn't gone as well as the Tigers had planned, but these are the favorite things we heard this homestand from the graphics department. That's Shea Lavallier's Florida. K-Line opens the door in his boxers from Chad Smith, and then meat of the web of the hand. 3 of those, I think, were my Yogi Berra-esque broadcast partner, and one was the Hall of Fame drummer for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. We've had quite the adventure. As always, this homestand, we thank you for joining us. Tigers are trailing 5-0. But we've had a great time over the homestand.
Right.
The Tigers have played much better baseball, and hopefully they can give it a run in the bottom of the 9th inning to see what they can maybe do in terms of pressure on Philadelphia. Our wall side windows pitching change is Drew Summers.
Tigers have played a lot of fun baseball in the last month and a half. It's been a pleasure to watch it. Heading to the All-Star break here. And that's what you always want. You just want your team to go out there and compete. And they're going to run into some times where, like today, Zach Wheeler, if you didn't watch this game up until now, you missed an absolute gem of a pitching performance. Wheeler was phenomenal.
In the air left field, Riley Green trots in, makes a catch, and one away.
You know, I don't remember saying Shea Lavalier.
No, that was I was reminded I was repeating something that the truck said to me.
Yeah. You said it?
Yeah, it was a microphone thing.
Yeah, Lavalier, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it seems like, in two truths and a lie, it seems like something you'd say.
Everybody would have pegged me for that, but I'm like, I don't think I said that one.
Reputations are tough to shake.
I mean, I'll take credit for it. I'm not. It's fine. Oh, I know that you have.
Fine. Don't worry.
You know, there's more on the line on that for you probably.
Excuse me.
Lavaliers. I did say Florida though.
Yeah, you did. It's 2 balls, no strikes.
It's spelled just like Florida. Florida, Florida. They're spelled the same. It's an easy mistake to make.
During the All-Star break, Andy's going to take his 5 kids down to Disney World in Orlando, Florida. There's your concert, July 24th, 6:40. Tigers.com/sounds of summer.
Florida, if you're listening to the broadcast, I apologize.
I hope Florida has MLB TV. What were we going to say?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Florida and Florida.
Two and two. Wraparound breaking ball, just missed.
How'd that not catch a piece? Just around the edge. It's amazing that little false facade of the strike zone sometimes. You're like, was it there? Was it not?
It's ball 4.
I've had long conversations with Dan Dickerson about that very thing. Where that strike zone starts. Does it clip the front edge?
Well, it's going to be a subject of conversation as this thing moves on, right? ABS challenges aren't going anywhere. But the strike zone's height, width, all of that is going to be up for debate and conversation as the years go by.
I hope they round off the corners on the top edges.
Schwarber breaks his bat and plops it down in left field. It's a base hit for Kyle Schwarber, and 2 are on.
Summers got to get to work here. The stuff is good, Jason. He's still trying to find that consistency from outing to outing in the strike zone.
It's the precision factor.
Correct.
2 on, 1 out, and Harper takes a strike. It looks very likely that the Tigers will go into the All-Star break down 3.5 in the wild card, and in the division it would be 6.5 pending the results with the White Sox and Guardians. But Chicago was up at last check 9-1 after 7, and Cleveland's up 4-1 on the Fish, going for the sweep in Miami. 0-2 on Harper. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 on a slider. Hopefully that gives Drew some confidence.
Yeah, and you see the stuff plays. I mean, Bryce Harper's really been battling in his at-bats today, fouling off a lot of pitches, but just a flat-footed swing from Bryce Harper on a good slider away.
Bo Brisky was loosening. Drew Summers is done. Brisky will face Alec Bohm when we come back in the 9th.
And a job well done. Wall side.
Our wall-side windows pitching change is Bo Brisky on for one more outing before the All-Star break to try to keep it at 5-love with 2 on and 2 out in the Philadelphia ninth. The Tigers in the home ninth will have Dingler, Keith, and Green. And you wouldn't figure, unless an emergency happens, that it would be Joan Duran. Chase Sugar, the 29-year-old right-hander, who sometimes is more of a low-leverage guy for them, has been up and loosening. Bolin has been tuning up basically for an hour, then up and down and then back up again. As Bohm fouls that away from Brisky, 0-1. You can assume it's not going to be Orion Kirkering in the ninth. That's the only thing we know.
Right. Bolin's more of their leverage, one of their leverage guys. So I don't know if they keep him up in case something gets a little dicey. Because remember, Duran threw like 28 pitches that he threw in the ball game yesterday. So I don't know if they'd want to try to give him a day.
Looks like it. 0-2. One ball and 2 strikes on Bohm. And that is clipped into the glove. Did it clip the ground is the question. Foul ball. Edwin Moscoso decided to let us know that it was a foul ball, which is generous.
Yeah, he checked the ball to see if there was a scuff mark on it from the dirt, and he said there definitely was, and I think he was right. That's the old trick the umpires use. Check the baseball, because now when a ball gets scuffed or hits the dirt, they throw it out. New baseball all the time.
1-2.
You know, back in the olden days, those pitchers used to want those baseballs that had a little cut on them, scuffed up, because they'd give it more movement.
Oh, yeah.
They would even use their belt to scratch the baseball. All sorts of fun stuff back in the old days they used to do. Now, every time a pitcher walks off the mound, they check their hands.
Wave and a miss, strike 3. Bo Brisky ends the inning. Bottom 9, 5-love. Tigers trying to come back.
All Sam.
Getting you set for Tigers post-game here. Logan Reber with Todd Jones. And in the pregame, we talked about this guy on the mound was going to be a motivated one. And with his splitter, his full arsenal today, he proved it against this Tigers lineup.
Zach Wheeler was electric. We're going to talk about it. Andy and Jason were talking about it at the top of the last inning. If you guys didn't see this, you did miss it, Andy. But, you know, he was great today. We're going to give him a finish here and see what happens, guys. What do you guys think up there?
Yeah, might as well take a run at it. Still got 3 outs to play with. They are going to go to Bolin, who's more of a leverage arm with the All-Star break. Guys get some rest. They figure might as well throw one of their best.
1-1 on Dylan Dingler, who will be headed to Philadelphia as well. Our wall side windows pitching change is Bolin. One. Stays inside. 2 balls and a strike on Dingler. Tigers so far today have pounded out just 2 hits. Riley Green's single in the 2nd. Zach McKinstry's base hit in the 5th.
Against the righties, he throws a multitude of pitches. He's got a true 5-pitch mix against the right-handers. So when you miss the fastball, you just really don't know what's coming. Ding's going to have to try to work the big part of the field to stay on it. That's the pitch right there. You can lay off of if your sights are in the right spot. If you're trying to pull the baseball there, that's a pitch that you swing at.
Struck him out on 3 and 2. There's one away, and combined in this game, and this wouldn't be shocking considering the starting pitchers, but that's 26 strikeouts combined.
It was a matchup against two of the best in baseball, Wheeler and Skubal. Wheeler was dominant. That 4-seam split combo. Skubal pitched a really great ball game. Phillies got to the bullpen.
Strike one to Colt Keith. Yeah, Philadelphia in the 6th inning brought up all 9 hitters. 4 of them scored. Grand total of 5 hits, including the bases clearing double from JT Realmuto, which was the real big swing in this game.
For sure.
Philadelphia came into play today 2 back in the National League East. He pulls the line to right field, but catchable for Brandon Marsh. Out number 2. Atlanta is the leader in the NL East, but the Braves are up only 3-1 in the 6th, and the Cardinals have the bases loaded. That could be a 1-game spread at the break, after Atlanta looked like they were the one secure division leader at the end of May even.
Oh, they look. I said that's one of the best offenses I've ever seen. Atlanta was crushing the ball, and the Phillies were not playing great out of the gate.
And now it's totally flipped. We'll see what other twists and turns are in store for the second half of the year, quote unquote. Tigers will have 66 games left after the All-Star break.
But you mentioned 16 of them before the trade deadline.
And that's the big number.
That's right. They're playing up against a tight deadline.
2 strikes. That's outside. A ball and 2 strikes. But as we saw with winning 8 of 9, you can flip this thing fast.
For sure. The wild card race is going to be wild. Quote unquote.
Nuts.
In the American League, because all the teams in the American League have really not done much to separate themselves.
No,
nobody took off with it.
And here's Boston winning again. They've won 9 in a row going into the All-Star break. They're tied for that wild card spot now. Out of truly, the owner comes out about a month ago for the Red Sox and says basically this is embarrassing. On a talk show. And you know, you're thinking they're going to trade everybody, they're going to do it. Now they're in it,
right,
like that. 2 and 2, ground ball, third base side of the mound. Bolin loads up a throw and ends this homestand and goes into the All-Star break with a Philadelphia shutout win, 5-0. Zach Wheeler was too much today.
He was great. The Tigers played good baseball at home here, ran into a buzzsaw today, and it's going to be fun to watch some of the representatives of the Detroit Tigers in the All-Star game. Excited for Kevin McGonigal getting to go back home in his first All-Star game as a rookie, 21 years old. Dylan Dingler, Riley Green. Best wishes to all those players. Hope they have a lot of fun.
Justin Verlander as well as the Legends pick by the commissioner. Congrats to JV as we will say farewell for this pre-All-Star break portion of our Tigers schedule. For everybody downstairs, Denny Blunt, Andrew Blaustein, everyone in the truck, Johnny Kane, Andy Dirks, Jason Benetti saying farewell. 5-0 Philadelphia beats the Tigers. Curado postgame with Logan and Todd.